Inspection on all areas completed. Finally. There are 102? I mean, there's probably more on the map, but there are 102 that it'll bring you to. It's kind of interesting. I'm just so intrigued that Fontaine really is just on a absolutely fucking massive continental shelf. Like, look at this. That is so high. I don't think people really think about it enough that this is a tall as continental shelf, and it proceeds to then get deeper over here. I don't think people realize this. There is a whole ass another drop off over here. This is sea level, or at least what we presumed to be sea level. Because this is the same water that goes all the way over here. The only drop off is over here. Actually, now that I think about it, I think this is also its own massive continental shelf. There might just be... How far down do you have to go to reach continental level? I'm actually intrigued at this now. How far down do I have to go to reach continental, to reach water level? Like, actually how far? I'm genuinely curious. And no, I will not be healing my Kaniche right now. I could probably die again. Nope, that was actually close enough. I'm gonna get in. How far do I have to go before I hit? Because I have to go all the way over here, preferably... Which place gets me the farthest? I might try to go down the Sumeru River. But I could try to get to the massive Liyue River. But if I want to do that, I have to start in Yilong Wharf, and there's no Wave Rider over here. But I do want to know how far down I go for each one. Because this, I believe, is like actual sea level. All the way over... I think I'm gonna have to, like, start from here and go through to this. And I think I should be able to try and go through all this to try and get to here, but I don't know what it's like over here. We'll try to get here so I can get here, and then get to this main area over here. Because, yeah, the Sumeru River brings you here, and I don't know if these are the same water level, because I can't see the other possible huge continental shelves. But the goal will be to go to go through Liyue and reach sea level that way. Specifically the Sea of Clouds should be what it's called. Yeah, the Sea of Clouds should be water level. Should be. I have no idea if it is actual water level. And so what I should do is actually mark all my points that I need to get to. So I need to get over here. And then I need to get over here. And then I need to get all the way over here. I need to get here. Here. There's another drop here. And then I have to try and go all the way through. I'll probably have to go... I should be able to go under this bridge. And then I should be able to go around, and then I go through here. And then I just go out Yaoguang Shoal. Yaoguang Shoal. Doing this, I should end up, hopefully at sea level. I should end up at sea level if I can actually go all the way there. But I'll technically count as having started up there, and that's already a massive drop. I don't remember how tall it was, but I do know that if you're starting the main quest, you can actually figure it out. Because the main quest starts you at the bottom and tells you to go all the way up. And that is, like, you're at the bottom, and then there's a thing all the way at the top, and that should tell you how tall it is. I try to remember, and I'm pretty sure it's 80 meters. I'm pretty sure it's an 80 meter straight drop. Which, to put into perspective, I think the walls in Attack on Titan were 50 meters. Also, 80 meters is like... Is that, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like 240-ish feet. 250 maybe. A meter is bigger than a yard, and a yard is 3 feet. But it's like barely bigger than a yard, so I think it's like 250, 260 feet. It's fucking huge. Well, it must be nice to just go through this. I don't have any music playing either. I've just been playing with ambient noise. So I was wanting me. Yeah, I can't do that. Dang. I was gonna swap my team around because it's a little weird right now. Shinyan was just the character I was walking around as. Tainari is for the ability to see local specialties in Sumeru. Kenichi for movement, and Nahida for grabbing stuff that I didn't want to try and go up and climb to myself. I also don't know how long this is going to take, and I'm not actually recording. Probably just save a thing of it. This is the way I walked when I wanted to go to Chenyu Vale, I think. No, I think I started somewhere over here. I just started in Lumidosa Harbor, I have no idea. I tried walking to Chenyu Vale using Farina. Didn't work, got instantly teleported. Didn't even get to see Chenyu Vale before I was teleported to Fujin's area. They've moved that a lot. Where you get to an area and you instantly get teleported. I tried to get around in Natlan, but when you move around a bit in Natlan, it just forces you in. The only way to get out is to just die. And then instantly teleport out. If you don't want to get spoiled early, at least. I just wish they made it easier to grab boss materials early. The question is if I can actually get the Wave Rider down. No, yeah, that was the full texture loader. But you know, because it has to load like the fog and everything. I should be able to get the Wave Rider down at least one of these spots near the Chenyu waterfall. Because I think this is another, like, decently big, like, continental shift. I should be able to try and get Nope, it instantly breaks. That makes sense. Okay. Well, yeah, it's a pretty decent shift there. I'm just really curious why this place has so many. This world has so many just drops. So there's no Wave Rider points in Chenyu Vale either. Or Liyue. Sumeru, Inazuma, and Fontaine, I think, are the only places that ever have Wave Rider points. Which is interesting because they used to be locked explicitly to Inazuma. Where's your weapon? Oh, he has it. Actually, yeah, no. Let me actually manage weapons. Actually, you can take this, because, the others don't need anything. Okay, if I were to have my Wave Rider, where could I bring it around here? I think over here might have somewhere good enough. I wanted to think in terms of, like, if I could have brought my Wave Rider over here. But you can't actually bring it down waterfalls, because it just instantly breaks. It doesn't have a down or up animation. So they just made it break. They're not really meant to bring it around waterfalls anyway. It was actually built with... I don't think you actually can. I think everywhere here is too deep. Or too shallow. But yeah, I think they built the Wave Rider specifically around Golden Apple Archipelago. I think you might be putting it around here. No, it's still too shallow. Yeah, it was built mostly with Golden Apple Archipelago in mind, not other, places they would add in the future, which I hadn't even designed yet. What's this one? And then I'd have to go all the way over here, following this river, the Chenyu Vale River until the Liyue River, which I guess is, I think in real life it would be considered a different river, even though it flows into the same river. But there are a lot of places like that in real life, where a river goes into another river, a large river goes into another large river, but it changes completely what the name is, even if it's basically still the same body of water. It's just rogues in there. I did not press the jump button. Or maybe I might have accidentally touched it, I have no idea. Okay, so this river seems to be upflowing. Even if I had gotten the Wind River for any of that, I'd have to go past the bridge. So this does start going up, and then goes into this. But does this go up or down? So then I go around here. This does flow back up. Interesting. So this body of water is upwards. So where is sea level relatively? grab 2 characters. I need you.
I'm in.
And I need you.
Evil shall be
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah, he clipped to the bottom. I thought he wouldn't. So let's just go a decent bit up. But I think this entire thing is pretty high. I'm pretty sure this is down, down, down. And then I have to go around. I either go under the Stone Gate or under the Wangshu Inn Bridge. I'm pretty sure I have to go under Wangshan Inn, but I am going to try the one near the Stone Gate. I can go through this bridge, because it's broken, and then I can go around here. And then I can go out here, and this area of water, the shoal, and all the way down here, everything should be what sea level is. I just wish I had I wish I had the Withering Waves, like, position, because it's not here. The Withering Waves has a, like an actual, like, position counter on the bottom screen. You can't even swim over that. Oh, yeah, but this goes pretty significantly down, more so than what did before. So I think Chenyu Vale is higher than this area. This goes pretty, yeah, this goes much farther down than Chenyu Vale did. This is a small up, but this is way more down, and both of these I'm pretty sure go down. Yeah, I'm really curious into thinking about how the geography of Tevat works. I want to, like, see if I can, like, talk to, like, an actual expert on continental geology and see if they can, like, answer questions on that. See if they can, like, get an idea of what could cause this, if it is possible IRL. You are not meant to be able to use this to kill bugs, but I use it anyway. I'm not going under this. Oh, you actually cannot go under this bridge. You can go under this part. You just can't go in there under any of this. Wait, what? What? Oh my god, the heights are really... Okay, the heights on the models are just all wild. They're all wag. Okay, this goes a good bit down. And then this is another drop. So Chenyu Vale may be way higher than we were initially thinking. At least I was initially thinking. That bird just died in front of my eyes. This isn't a super big drop, but it is still a drop. And I'm pretty sure this all might be on the same level, but I am going to still walk and see how far it takes to get there, to make absolutely sure I'm at sea level. Liwa, I think, is the nation that's at sea level. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's only these border nations are the only ones at sea level. But that also means I'm pretty sure a good bit of, maybe even these areas are not at sea level. Sumeru City itself is at sea level. But I'm actually not sure about Port Ormuz. Again, I don't have an actual counter to tell me if that's the case or not. I was thinking about this route in terms of Wave Rider travel, but you can't bring the Wave Rider out here. I mean, you can bring the Wave Rider out here. You just have to start in Inazuma, and that's a really long voyage. I've done it once, where I brought the Wave Rider all the way out here, but it was not worth it, to be honest. It was really far, and I just ended up respawning it somewhere else anyway, so it's not like I really got to use it. Not a lot of reason to use it unlike other regions. These regions have a lot of land because they didn't They didn't know whether or not they were going to give underwater movement at any point. They inevitably did, but they're keeping it in one region and one region only, which makes sense to me. Nation of Hydro is the only nation you can go underwater. And as I remember from the whole underwater stuff, uh, it was really complicated to set that up. Because they also had, it was really weird on a like map or like area design perspective, because area design perspective when it comes to like thinking in terms of level design for an area. Of course, it's in an open world setting instead, because instead of being able to like, oh, like you can't go over water because if you try to swim that entire distance you'll drown, type of stuff, or you can get around it by using freeze, and eventually they added a character who can literally walk on water. um, okay, you could absolutely have brought the Wave Rider under this. When it came to that stuff, normally it's like that, like all the water is just empty space, but in Fontaine, the water is filled to the brim, even teleports are everywhere on the water. Unlike Inazuma, where the water is almost entirely empty, it's all blank space, which they could also make the area take up more overall space, just for the whole scale of it. But Fontaine ended up being really small. It's one of the smaller nations, especially one of the ones that is probably closer to being finished than a few of the other ones like Liwa. And that was because they couldn't have massive areas, otherwise the underwater area would have to be like super empty. And I don't think they wanted to do that. They wanted to do as much as they could with the underwater areas. And that's exactly what they ended up doing. They put a lot of work into those underwater areas, but it simply took it they couldn't make a big enough area, they couldn't show scale of an area as easily with that. Like Sumeru, for example, is absolutely massive, but then the following nation, Fontaine, is extremely small. I'm pretty sure Fontaine is smaller than the jungle. I'm pretty sure the jungle of Sumeru is almost as big as the entirety of Fontaine. Not including the Nestori region, which you can't even swim under here, so the only thing in the Nestori region is this area, which is why it was one of the first areas I ever 100%ed. And then you have the entire desert. And even that land is a bit bigger. And it's only had 2 of its areas released versus Fontaine's 3, because they had so many underwater stuff to do as well. Even if they had a bunch of water, which would normally be blank space, it had to be completely filled in with other stuff. Stuff you can pick up, areas themselves had to be designed. I feel like that kind of put a lot of work for them to do. So it makes sense that they only did it for the one region. It does mean that when they add more areas to Fontaine, they do have to add more, but, you know. It's just kind of the thing that a lot of creators write themselves or design themselves into. You just kind of have to live with your mistakes. That's what Toriyama did. I'm pretty sure there is a spot over here that you might be able to get your Wave Rider through. You have to go through here anyways. I want to see if you can get Wave Rider through here. It's unfortunate there are no other methods to get here. There's only this one delta. I'm pretty sure this is a delta. Yeah, Toriyama wrote himself into a hole with the whole, with his whole, like, how do I explain it? The Super Saiyan, namely, was something he ended up writing himself into because the enemies ended up being way stronger. Because the first enemy he ever introduced that was going to fight the Super Saiyan ended up being almost as strong as the Super Saiyan. So he ended up having to use Super Saiyan for everything. So rather than it being like a one-off or a few time, very rarely seen thing, he had to continue to use it all the time, and then eventually characters can't fight enemies without using um, Super Saiyan, which sucked. But it did make for the interesting whole everyone uses transformations thing. What's the main character going to do? They're going to use a transformation. Which I find kind of like an interesting concept, to be honest. The Dragon Ball's pretty much finished at this point, so even if they add more stuff, I'm probably not gonna watch all that much. I know Daima's coming out, but meh. Same with Ruby. I didn't even finish Volume 9. I think Volumes 1 through 8 are a masterpiece and should mostly just be kept the way they already are. How did I go from talking about Genshin game design to Ruby and Dragon Ball? Welcome to the mind um, of a person with ADHD. That ends up happening pretty often. How did I get that one again? I'm pretty sure you're not usually supposed to be able to get that one. Unless you do something else, but I can't remember. What is this? Oh, it's just the other one. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to do something special to hit these, but I usually just smacked them with characters who could do it otherwise. Oh yeah, and here we are. This is Sea of Clouds, so I'm on sea level. I mean, technically I could go farther, because Guyon Stone Forest is right there, but this is the Sea of Clouds. I'm just technically in the bay still, but it is connected to the Sea of Clouds, which is huge. But yeah, that's pretty insane. Because going all the way back around, go up a bit, up a good bit, up quite a bit, down only slightly, up a bunch again, and then you go over here. You can even go this way, up a bunch, and then up a bunch. Like, Fontaine is like maybe even upwards of a good kilometer uh, above sea level. What I want to do is I want anyone who hasn't finished the Fontaine story quest, I want that person to go to the Fontaine story. I want them to put it on their tracking, and I want them to track it, like where it shows up on the thing and tells you how far it is and how far up it is. And I want that person to teleport all the way to the Sea of Clouds, anywhere over here, maybe like this teleport, and then just look back up at Fontaine, which is like all the way up in this direction, yeah. And I want them to like take a picture or make a video or something about just how far up it is relative to the player. And I want someone else to do some other shenanigans and then, do some of the basic trig math and then figure out how far up that is. Because whatever this is should just be the hypotenuse. A good way to figure it out would probably be to, I don't know. Maybe you could also lock onto it and then go to the top of Dragonspine. Because getting to the top of Dragonspine's not hard, especially if you own some of the more modern characters who can go up extremely quickly. I can probably skip a good portion of this. I want you to fly, please. Thank you. Using a character that can, move around quickly. Okay, can you stop? I hate moving around this place because it's all curves. Just, mega eroded. I want someone to, Go all the way around. And I'm doing this just to show you, anyone who hasn't done it in a while, how to get up here, because I do this quest all the time. Don't worry. I literally have done this at least 30 to 40 times in my lifetime. Because I have to do it for other players a lot. Yeah. Stop, you fucking moron. Nope, fucking climb it, go up. Jesus Christ. These people. I need to get. And this brings you up to the top. I want then someone to do this. Because someone could probably do like a quest that shows up. And you can look there. Because we are almost in line with Fontaine right now. Do you understand how ridiculous that is? We are doing that, and we are this far up the goddamn mountain. By the way, you don't die of freeze if you're right next to the Scarface now. We are super far up. Like, if I want to fall all the way back down, which I couldn't, I don't... Too far. Which is something else we gotta talk about. That flood absolutely overfilled. Because a it doesn't make. Where did that water come from? I know it's from the primordial sea, but how does that work? That doesn't make any sense. None of this makes sense. None of this makes sense. How is this happening, and how is it still down lower there? Like, what the fuck is this region? This region is definitely just pure fantasy. Like, a lot of this has been most fantasy. This is just pure fantasy. Like, how did the water go out? Is there just a barrier that stopped the water from leaving Fontaine specifically? I don't know. Like, were these people fine? Because this is technically part of the Fontaine Plate. Because Nastoy region is right there. That's Petrichor. So this is on the Fontaine Plate. Are these people technically safe? None of it makes sense. And if the people Fontainian leave Fontaine, are they safe from the prophecy? So if everyone just relocated off of this area, are they fine? These are the things I think about. And I'm not afraid to share them. Anyway, I'm about as tired as I can get. Well, it's not that late, I just need to... I don't want to play the game anymore. I already played it too much in the past 3 weeks.